Everybody, this is KennedyHawk from the Marvel Champions Monthly Podcast crew. Today we're going to be doing another deck tech video, this time focusing on Miss Marvel Leadership. Not a deck that a lot of people play, but I think a deck that is super fun. So first, let's look at Miss Marvel's kit. She's got 4 very aggressive cards, 3 copies of Big Hands, 1 copy of Embiggen that empowers those big hands, 3 copies of Sneak By, and a copy of Shrink. She's got 2 defensive cards, Wiggle Room. She's got a bunch of ramp in her 3 personas and her suit, and 1 ally, Red Dagger, who will probably play a lot while playing leadership. The interesting thing here is both Embiggen and Shrink and Miss Marvel's general ability don't trigger off anything that currently exists in leadership. So these cards are going to kind of be the staple cards that Miss Marvel uses to push threat removal by herself or push damage by herself. But for the most part, while we're considering our leadership deck, we don't have to worry about those. They just exist. Now, moving on to the leadership cards that we can choose from and the basic cards. So I'm going to start with, as Americana would call it, the mayonnaise, or as Crimson and I call it, the bread and butter of our deck. We need card draw. So I'm going to bring a copy of Mockingbird. She's good at stunning things. A copy of Avengers Mansion. A copy of Hellcarrier. These I don't think are super essential in the game anymore, but I think they're really good with Miss Marvel. Our goal is going to be to get a ton of cards into her hand, get really big hands using allies. I'm going to include the 3 double resources because I think that those make a lot of sense. This is a leadership deck, so I'm going to include 2 copies of First Aid. I'm going to do 1 Endurance, and that's how we'll start. We might consider some other things later. So we got 9 cards right there. Let's put our full deck together. We've got our 3 personas that we can mix in, our suit, and Red Dagger himself. So we've got 16 cards left to take from the leadership aspect. Personally, I think we're going to take a lot of cheap allies. So I'm going to take Squirrel Girl, Maria Hill. I'm going to take Wonder Man. That way we can save those resources for events. I think we're going to bring 3 copies of Strength in Numbers because we're trying to get a ton of cards into our hands. Let's start with that here. We're up to 30. We've got room for 10 more events. Double resources for leadership always tend to make sense, to me at least. I'm going to put 1 copy of Rapid Response in and 1 copy of Make the Call. We can't run Avengers Assemble if we're running this solo because we aren't a Avenger, but I will put in a copy of Hawkeye. See where that gets us. We've got 5 slots to go. I'm going to put an Iron Man in there. And I'm going to put a couple copies of Inspired. The reason we're putting Inspired in is we want to get to a ton of allies in play, and then keep them out there until the exact right moment. So I'm also going to put a copy of Triskelion in. So let's get everything else out of here. We'll set up Rhino and see how we do. So we'll go through the deck, we'll sort it all out again at the end, and you guys can see exactly what appeared in there. So Rhino's all set up. I'm going to put in the Masters of Evil. We need Miss Marvel's Obligation. And we're going to set up Expert Rhino, so we need to find Breakin' and Taken. That also means we need the Expert set and the Standard set. Rhino's deck is 34 cards thick and ready to rock and roll. Let's put another one of these down here with 3 threat on it, and we're good to go. So shuffling this. Let's flip over the break-in and draw our 6 cards to go with Miss Marvel. Well, we need to choose a color. Let's choose a color green. All right, we got an Amir right away, and we got a Maria Hill. Those are 2 good things to see right off the bat. We can use Sneak By to remove all this threat. I'm going to keep these other cards for now instead of digging, and we'll just get started with this Teen Spirit ability. So we're going to discard cards until we find a Miss Marvel card and add it to our hand, which is 1 card, so not a big deal. We are going to use Iron Man to play Amir, and I'm going to move my deck and stuff down here so it's not in the way. I'm going to put my supports out here. I can place that Iron Man back onto the bottom of my deck and draw a card. Feels pretty good. We don't need a big hands right away, so we'll use a big hands and an inspired to play Maria Hill. She'll draw us another card. At this point, we're going to flip. I think what we will do is we'll remove 3 threat to get rid of Breakin' and Taken. We're going to pay 1, 2 for a shrink, just so it's out there and ready. And that will be our turn. So it's ready up. We're drawing 4 cards. Sorry, discard this inspired. Draw 5 cards. And see how things go. Cool. So Rhino's going to get a threat. He is going to attack us for 3+ something. We don't have any wiggle rooms. So we're going to defend with Maria Hill. Maria Hill's going to get hit for 5 right off the bat. Brutal. Let me make sure. Okay, I didn't actually shuffle this. Sorry. Maria Hill's going to get hit for still enough to kill her. And then we get an encounter card. Our encounter card is Assault, so Rhino's going to attack us a second time. How annoying. This one we're just going to take. So he's swinging for 3 and 4 from that boost ability. Painful. But it's our go. Let's see what we can do here. I think we're going to pay 1, 2, 3 for Mockingbird, who's going to come out and stun Rhino. She'll thwart for 1. Just get this down to 0. We're going to flip and heal. Back to full. We will Teen Spirit, looking for a Miss Marvel card. There it is. And we will Amir. And I think what we're going to Amir is a Maria Hill onto the bottom of our deck. So we got to be careful, because now the bottom of our deck is a Maria Hill and an Iron Man. So it'd be nice to get some Power of Leaderships down there too. At this point, we've got 2 resources left. We can play our Embiggen, ready everything up, and draw our 6. See what Rhino does. So Rhino's going to get a threat. He's going to scheme for 1, 2, 3, 4. That's terrifying. And he gets an Ivory Horn. Yar. Alright. It's our go again. Let's Teen Spirit. Again, there's plenty of Miss Marvel cards there for us to use. I think here we will Amir a double resource onto the bottom of our deck, because that's going to help us play those allies when we finally draw them. And then draw a card. So we will flip. We're going to pay 2 for Squirrel Girl. We'll ping Rhino for 1. We're going to pay 1, 2, 3 for a Helicarrier. Use that to play Triskelion. So we've got lots of things out there now. We can thwart for 3. Keep everybody here. So this is looking pretty good. We're going to ready everything up. We're going to keep our wiggle room and draw 4. We've got 2 allies out here. We can have up to 4. We've got the last 2 allies we need in our hand. So he's going to get a threat. He's not going to attack us because he's stunned, and we just get an encounter card, which is Stampede. So he will attack us, and he's attacking for 4+ something. So Wiggle Room is not going to be able to get us out of that on its own. So we will have Squirrel Girl defend that. So he's coming for 4. Squirrel Girl's toast. And that was that. It is our go. So we are going to reduce the cost of Wonder Man by 1. We will thwart. We're going to flip, and we'll Amir a Squirrel Girl onto the bottom of our deck. And draw a card. We will Teen Spirit. Red Dagger into hand. So we'll use Red Dagger to play Nakia. We'll use Nakia to reduce the cost of our next card by 1. We'll play a Hawkeye, who's also going to thwart. So we'll get that threat down to 0. That feels really good. We're putting out some arrow tokens onto Hawkeye for all these Masters of Evil villains that will someday show up. Alright, readying everything up. We are drawing 6 cards. Have not gotten to our Iron Man yet, but we are really close. So, he is going to get a threat. He's going to scheme for 1, 2, 3. And his bonus card is to search for a Masters of Evil minion. We're going to grab Whirlwind, because we care about him the least. Alright, well, we survived it. I don't think we should, we're just gonna start by mirroring. So let's put this card in the bottom. I don't think we should Teen Spirit yet, because I think that I guess we should have. I think we're really close to Iron Man. It might not be worth it, but it was. Alright, let's get a Bruno out there. Bruno's great, because we can put a power of underneath him for future use. Let's play a Rapid Response. Let's play our suit, in case we ever play an event again. And I guess Hawkeye, sorry, rewinding time. Hawkeye can arrows this guy, so we may as well. We're going to flip. Kamala and Wonder Man will attack, getting rid of this guy. Perfection. And we ready everything up. So I'm going to keep that wiggle room and draw 4. Alright, so I can get my Maria Hill. I can hopefully get my Iron Man out as well. We will see. So, he's going to get a threat. I probably should have thwarted with people too. He's going to attack me for 4 plus something, and I'm just going to take it. So 4, 5, 6. I will wiggle room that down to 3. Draw a card. Then I will bounce, wiggle room, play it again, so I actually didn't take any. And I drew 2 cards. That does empty my encounter deck. Advance is going to kill us right here. So we've got 2 encounter cards. The first one is Crowd Control with 2 threat on it. Second one is Exhaustion. We're already exhausted, so that's good. But we get a Hydra card, so good news for Hawkeye. So, it's our go. What are we going to do here? I think the first thing we do is we play Squirrel Girl. Pew, pew, pew. So she'll ping Rhino for 1, she'll get rid of this guard. All things are good. It looks like we need to make room for more allies, because we've got a lot out already. So we'll let Mockingbird thwart here for 1. This guy's close to dying, so he can also thwart for 1. Just getting that main scheme out of the way. We will strengthen numbers for 2 cards. We'll reduce the cost by 1 and play Maria Hill, drawing a card. Not quite cheap enough to play this guy, but we can use Bruno to return that to our hand. So now it is cheap enough to play Iron Man. We'll keep that inspired and use Embiggen, because Iron Man will make this inspired free. Great. So we've got a 3 and a 2 for thwarting. Seems really good. Crowd control is obviously already out of the way, so I should get rid of that. At this point, I think we're going to ready everybody. I'm going to flip. Sorry, I'm going to flip. I'm going to Amir a strengthen numbers to the bottom of my deck. Draw a card. And then I will, that'll be that. That'll be that. That's it. Alright, drawing 5 more cards. So Rhino's going to get a threat. He's going to scheme for 1, 2. And he is going to gang up, which will surge, into Stampede, which will surge, into hard to keep down. He's going to heal 2. Alright, so it is our go. Let's throw Wonder Man onto the bottom of our deck with a mirror and draw a card. Let's Flip. Let's strengthen numbers for 4. Now you can see how ridiculous our hand is here. So we can pay 2 for big hands, which will deal 4, 5, 6. We'll return that big hands to our hand. We can pay 1 for big hands to deal another 4. I guess I could have used Nokia in there somewhere, but I didn't. We can pay 1, 2 for another big hands for 4. We pay 1, 2 for a sneak by. Just get the, actually let's keep the wiggle room. 1, 2 for a sneak by. Threats down to 0. Bingo bango, feeling pretty good. Let's get everything ready and draw 3 cards. So Rhino's going to get a threat. He's going to swing at us for 4 plus something. 5, 6. We will play double wiggle rooms and draw 2 cards. His bonus is a charge. He's got a real big attack coming at us. But that's probably okay. That's probably okay. So it's our go. Let's do something where we attack for 1. It's going to trigger Rhino into the next phase. It's going to give him tough. It's going to give us stunned, and it's going to throw him up to 16 health. What do we want to do here? I think Squirrel Girl will hit tough off of Rhino. We will strengthen numbers for 1, 2, 3. We will pay 1, 2, 3, 4 for an Adventurous Mansion. We'll draw a card. Wowzers. We'll reduce the cost and pay 1. It does empty our deck. Hold on. Reduce the cost and pay 1 to sneak by for 1. We'll flip, we'll Amir this Wonder Man back onto the bottom of our deck. And draw a card. We will play... Whoa, sorry about that. Play Inspired onto Maria Hill. Got all the thwarting we could ever want. We'll Bruno this Strength in Numbers. And readying everything up. So we are drawing 6 cards. Rhino's going to get a threat. He's going to scheme for 1 and discard a random card from my hand. He discards a sneak by. That's okay. Try to kill him this turn if we can. We get 2 of these. So we schemed for 1. Advance. He's going to scheme again for 1, 2, 3. Double advance. Oh, this is going to end us right there. Brutal. Okay, well that was no fun. Alright, so we are set up and ready to rock and roll again. Let's give everything a shuffle. See if our second game is better than our first. So, this is our initial hand. It looks okay. We don't need big hands this early. We don't need Inspired. We don't need Wiggle Room. But let's keep the rest and draw. Alright, this is looking much better. We can get a lot of things down right away. So, we're going to kick things off. Miss Marvel's going to use Teen Spirit. She'll grab this sneak by. I think what we're going to do is we're going to pay 1, 2, 3 for Mockingbird, who will stun the villain. We'll pay 2 for Wonder Man. We'll flip and we'll do a triple thwart here, getting rid of Breaking and Taken. Always good to get rid of the side scheme right away if you can. We're going to ready up. We are going to get rid of Sneak By and draw better cards, hopefully. So, we draw. He gets the threat. He doesn't attack us because he's stunned. We get 1 encounter card. It is hard to keep down, so that will surge into Stampede. So he will attack us with a second attack. Really wishing I had rapid response down. I think we'll defend with Mockingbird. He's swinging for 5, so she's toast. And the turn becomes ours. So let's pay 1, 2, 3, 4 for a mansion. Let's draw a card. We'll use that card to play Triskelion. I think Miss Marvel can thwart, and we'll flip. We will not Teen Spirit because we don't need to discard from our deck just yet. So, drawn 6 cards, he's going to get a threat. He's going to scheme for 3. And his counter card is a guard. So, here's our go. Let's play Maria Hill and draw a card. Let's Teen Spirit and draw a card. Let's draw a card from Adventurous Mansion. So you can see we're getting this really big hand. We don't even have our Strength and Numbers combo out there yet, but things are still looking really, really good. Let's get rid of this Wiggle Room for a Nakia. We will use Nakia, First Aid, and Big Hands to play a Dagger. We can thwart for 4 right here. You know what? I think I'm gonna stay in this form. I'm gonna use Hawkeye to play my Polymer Suit, and I'm going to ready back up for now. So, drawing 6 cards. He's gonna get a threat. He's gonna scheme for 1, 2, 3. And his counter card surges into a Melter. This guy schemes for 0. Sweet. So we've got our awesome Strength and Numbers action going now. It'd be nice if we could get a third ally out. Who is in here? Mockingbird is in here. But she doesn't work with Power of Leadership. Let's draw a card. Let's Teen Spirit. Let's reduce the cost by 1. That won't work. Let's do it with a mirror. And let's put Big Hands in the bottom of our deck. Drawing a card. I think we're gonna make the call for 1, 2, 3 on Mockingbird, because I think that stun is more powerful than we think it is. So we're gonna bring her out. She's gonna stun Rhino. Now we've got to get rid of Melter because allies have to defend him. We could also defend the Red Dagger and then trigger his ability. So first things first, let's Strength the Numbers for 4 more cards. These look pretty good. These look pretty good. Let's pay 1, 2 for an Embiggen. We've used Amir but not Nakia, so I'm going to flip after I use Nakia. Play a Big Hands for free. We'll Embiggen it, so this guy dies. Always good. We'll bounce that Big Hands back to our hand. Pay 1, 2 for a Sneak By. And then ready everything up. We're going to keep this Strength and Numbers in hand. And draw 2 cards. We'll get our bonus and counter card and flip this. I'm looking for 2 more. He's going to get a threat. He's not going to attack us. He's stunned. This little guy's going to attack us for 1. We've got 2 cards to deal with. So the first is Advance for 1, 2. Second is another guard minion and no Hawkeye in sight. I already got rid of him, so that's quite the bummer. It is our go. Let's draw with Avengers Mansion. Let's play Big Hands for 1. So that got rid of 1 guy. We can bounce, we can bounce that Big Hands back to our hand, wherever it went. And we can play it again. Bingo bango, got rid of the 2 guard minions. We've got everybody standing here, so let's draw 4 cards. You can see we've just got ridiculous things going on here. I think we're going to pay 1, 2, because we're going to flip this turn. We'll sneak by for 3. We'll flip. We will Team Spirit. Looking for a Miss Marvel card. There aren't going to be a ton left. I didn't expect this few. Got us another sneak by. We will Amir something onto the bottom of our deck. What will it be? How about a big hands? And then draw a card with Amir. I'll knock you Bruno into play. Use that to put a strength here face down. And I think we're good to go. We're going to ready everybody up. Hope we don't get a double advance somehow. I'm going to ditch the sneak by and draw 5 cards. So, he's going to get a threat. He's going to scheme for 1, 2, 3. And his bonus card surges into a tough suit. So, it is our go. Let's draw a card. Let's Amir. I'll strengthen the numbers onto the bottom of our deck. Let's pay 1, 2, 3 for a helicarrier. We will Nakia, we'll Bruno. What's here? Is Bruno a strength of numbers? We need to play that strength of numbers. Let's play that right away. Drawing 4. Lucky what we got here. Lots of good things. Yeah, wow. Let's flip. We will put a rapid response down. We will play a big hands for free. For enough to get rid of this. We'll bounce that big hands to our hand. We'll pay 1, 2 for a shrink. I need to organize what's going on down here. So I've got my 3 personas. I forgot to put something under you. That's a bummer. I've got all my ramp. I've now got begin and shrink and rapid response out here. Brutal, is that going to be it? I guess we could, yeah, we're just going to have to sit. I'm going to draw 2, getting a bonus card. This is going to flip. Draw 1 more. We're going to ready everybody. He's going to get a threat. He's going to attack us for 3 and discard a random card from our hand. That could be annoying. Okay, strength of numbers, we had 2 of those. So we take 1, 2, 3. We get 2 of these cards. The first one is a Whirlwind. Second one is Tiger Shark. Lots of minions, but that's okay. Our turn. Let's draw a card. Let's figure out what we're going to do here. Let's thwart with Maria Hill. Then we'll rapid response her back into play. Draw a card. Let's strengthen numbers for 4. Okay. No sneak buys. That's a bummer. What do I want to do? Let's play Squirrel Girl for 1. With a wiggle room. She'll ping everybody for 1. Finally damaging the villain. It took a long time to get set up. I have to discard an ally here. I'm going to discard Maria Hill. Then let's make the call with Maria Hill. Bring her back out here and draw a card. We've got to discard another ally, so we're going to get rid of Wonder Man. Alright, now we got a sneak by, so that's perfect. Let's pay 1, 2 for a sneak by for 3. We'll have Squirrel Girl go there. I think we return this strength to our hand. We play big hands for 6. Getting rid of one of these guys. We'll bounce that big hands back to our hand. We'll play another copy of big hands. This one's only for 4. And we'll hit Whirlwind with this one. Bingo bango. Everybody's looking pretty good. So I think we're gonna flip before we ready up, so that we can put a big hands in the bottom of our deck with mirror. Draw a card. That's a good card. We'll Bruno that card. And oh no, we already used Bruno this turn. Sorry, that's cheating. We'll just discard that card. All right, now everything's ready. We're drawing 5 cards. He gets a threat. He's gonna scheme for 1, 2, 3. Whirlwind will scheme for 1, and no attacks were made, so we have to search out another Masters of Evil minion. Annoying. Alright, it's our go. We're going to heal. We're going to Amir, big hands onto the bottom of our deck. And then we'll Teen Spirit. To a sneak by. Alrighty, let's draw a card. Let's flip. I'll knock you before we flip. So we can play big hands for free. We'll make that one a 6. Get rid of Tiger Shark. We can't bounce it because we're already exhausted. It's quite the bummer. We will play Sneak By. Exhausting. Shrink. Get rid of all the threat. Let's strengthen numbers for 4. That is going to empty my deck. Gets us 2 more copies of big hands as well, which is always good. I think I'm going to pay 1, 2, 3, 4 for an Iron Man, and he'll discard Maria Hill. We can play Inspired on him, so he's got 3 attack. Punch for 1, 2, 3. We've got enough to play a big hands for 4. And I think that'll be that. Readying everybody up. We're going to draw 4 cards. He's going to get a threat. He's going to attack us for 3 plus something. Airman needs consequential damage. Sorry about that. We're just going to take it. So 3. We'll wiggle room out of that. Draw a card. Whirlwind's going to attack us for 2. We'll just take it. We got 2 of these cards. So the first one is Stampede. He is going to attack us again. We'll have Squirrel Girl defend this time. So 3, 4, 5. That's fine. She's dead. Expected. And he'll gain Tough. So not so bad of a turn. Now what do we want to do? We want to probably play Squirrel Girl, because that'll kill Whirlman. And hit Tough off Rhino. We can draw a card. We can strengthen numbers for 4. Kind of absurd. We can play big hands for 6 and bounce it. Then I could pay 1, 2, 3. I guess 1, 2 for Wonder Man. No, I need to get the 3 out for Hawkeye. 1, 2, 3 for Hawkeye. It's gonna discard Squirrel Girl. Hawkeye will ping this guy for 1. Take his 4 arrows. That's enough to flip him. So we become stunned. He goes to 16 and gains tough. I think we're gonna flip because I think we may as well. We'll Amir Squirrel Girl onto Strength of Numbers onto the bottom of our deck. Draw a card. We will Amir Big Hands, and away we go. Alright, let's get rid of Sneak By and get rid of Waterman. Draw 6 cards. He's going to get a threat. He's going to scheme for 1, 2. We get one of these nasty cards, it's a charge. So we are stunned, and we got to deal 16 damage to him. No big hands in play, so that's a bummer. Let's draw a card. Let's Amir. Where's the big hands? Onto the bottom of our deck. Draw a card. Let's strengthen numbers for 1, 2, 3, 4. We get a hazard card because we cycled. Always good. What is this? Hands. Let's return that to our hand. We did a mirror. Let's Nakia before we flip. We will clear stunned with an exhaustion. We can now pay 2 for big hands for 6. I guess we'll do it just for 4 first, and then we'll play the second one. Make that a 6. First one will get rid of tough. Second one will damage Rhino for 6. We still got one more big hands in here, but I think we definitely want to play rapid response. We probably want to play Sneak By. Let's do it just to be safe. Sneak By for all of it with Shrink. And we'll ready up. Ready up. Drawing 3 cards only. Gets threat. He's going to attack us with a 7. We'll just take it. It's a 7. We'll wiggle our room twice to make it only 1 damage and draw 2 cards. We get 2 hazard cards here. So first one, Master Plan. Looking for a side scheme. There we go. Alright, we are looking for a Masters of Evil villain. I don't think we're going to find one. We do not. So, acceleration token for the Rhino. And charge actually got discarded. So, this thing's got 3. Other one is Shadows of the Past. That's not good. Generation Y. We're going to discard 3 cards because we've got 3 personas. Good, all things that weren't super important to us right now. 2 threat per player, but he's only at 10 damage and we are not stunned, so we should be good to go just to get rid of him out here, I think. So we can hit with Iron Man for 3. I can play a Big Hands for 6. And we will have Mockingbird finish him off. Bingo bango. This was Miss Marvel Leadership. Hey everybody, welcome back. This is our deck. So this is the Miss Marvel Leadership deck. What we're really trying to do is get 4 allies out using the Triskelion, and then use Strength in Numbers to just draw ridiculous amounts of cards. If you're playing multiplayer, you might want to swap these first aids out for, or maybe these inspireds out for Honorary Avenger. That way you can make Mockingbird and Maria Hill and Red Dagger into Avengers. If you can make yourself an Avenger from the other player, then you'll be able to play those. You can also play cards like Avengers Assembled to do the sort of cap trick where you use 3 to 4 of these allies to draw cards, then you play Avengers Assembled, you use them to draw cards again, all of a sudden you've drawn 20 cards from your deck and you win. Just as far as the Miss Marvel deck goes, a ton of ramp because you have a lot of events and they're really expensive, so all 3 basic resources, the 2 Power of Leaderships. You've got her suit, and I put in Helicarrier, Triskelion, and Mansion. I'm also putting these 3 strength and numbers over here because I consider those ramp as well. For thwarting, we're really depending on our allies, and then our 4 thwart cards right here, our Shrink and our 3 Sneak Buys. Same thing for damage, we're counting on our allies, and then our embiggened big hands. We've got 1 copy of Rapid Response and 1 of Make the Call, because sometimes it's guys from your discard pile that you want to bring out, and sometimes it's someone that's already out there that you want to trigger and bring back. Both of these are pretty valid and they have different uses, so I like to include them as one of, that way I think I used both in the last game, but you can create quite the toolbox with it. If you were going multiplayer, I might drop Iron Man and these 3 inspireds. Like I said, you could bring Honorary Avengers instead if someone else can make you an Honorary Avenger, and that'll be a big boon to this deck. Overarching goal, play 3 to 4 allies round 1, just like we did, get your personas out and everything else into the board, then start using strength and numbers and go wild. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. There will be more to come from everybody at the MCM Podcast.